नमस्कार दर्शकबिन, कार्यक्रम टक फ्रेङ्कलीमा म मनिषा घिमिरे। दर्शकबिन, संसारमा कोही पनि कतै पनि कुनै नेपाली अथवा नेपाली मूलको व्यक्तिले कुनै उल्लेखनीय अचिभमेन्ट हासिल गर्दा हामी सबै नेपाली खुसी हुन्छौं, गौरवान्वित हुन्छौं। आजको हाम्रो कार्यक्रमको अतिथिले पनि हामी सबैलाई यसैगरी गौरवान्वित बनाएकी छन्। संसारभरि नै पपुलर अमेरिकी रियलिटी शो द भोइसमा छनौट भएर प्लेअफ राउन्डसम्म आउन सफल भएकी परिचिता बाँसतुलाले संसारभरिकै संगीत प्रेमीहरूको मन पनि जितेकी छन्। आउनुहोस् उनै परिचितालाई हाम्रो कार्यक्रममा स्वागत गरौं। परिचिता, तपाईलाई कार्यक्रममा स्वागत छ।
हाय, नमस्ते, के छ आजको कार्यक्रममा?
सबै ठीक छ। परिचिता, सबैभन्दा पहिले तपाईलाई धेरै धेरै बधाई। यु हेभ मेड अस सो प्राउड। परिचिता, नेपाल मात्रै होइन, यु आर रिप्रेजेन्टिङ द होल साउथ एसियन कम्युनिटी. There are so many people back home and everywhere in the world. They are so proud and they're so happy to see you on The Voice. Like, do you feel the admiration? How do you feel?
हजुर, सबै लोकली मात्रै हैन कि लाइक स्कुलमा त सपोर्ट पनि भइरहेछ अनि मेरो नेबरहुड मेरो साथीहरूले पनि धेरै सपोर्ट गरेछ। तर नट ओन्ली अमेरिका मात्रै सपोर्ट हैन कि नेपालको पनि अर्को कन्ट्री पर इतनी धेरै मान्छे मलाई सपोर्ट गरेको so grateful. It's such a unique and wonderful experience to have, not just America मलाई love and support गर्न, तर नेपालले पनि गर्नलाई मेरो आफ्नो म त्यही जन्मेको मान्छे हो, तर नेपालीको कल्चर हाम्रो खाना खाने एभ्रिथिङ त मान्छेले मलाई सोध्यो भने म नेपाली हो नि भने मेरो थट फर्स्ट आउँछ कि अमेरिकन भन्दा। सो मलाई मेरो आफ्नो पिपल नेपाली मान्छेहरूले मलाई सपोर्ट गरेको मलाई एकदम भेरी मच खुसी लाग्छ।
परिचिता, कस्तो लाग्छ? Suddenly life has been changed, like you are getting so much attention, so much appreciation, lots of fan following, and on the top of that you are only 17. कस्तो लाग्छ तपाईलाई? मैले weird life लाग्छ यहाँसम्म आइपुग्नलाई, it takes whole life.
Yeah, it's एकदमै weird नि हो। बच्चादेखि गइरहेको, बच्चादेखि मेरो लाइभ पर्फर्मेन्स ब्यान्डसँग गाउने, नेपालीको इभेन्ट्सहरुमा गाउने, लाइक जहिले पनि गीत गाउने मान्छे। आई काइन्ड अफ थट ल कि म कलेजमा जान्छु अनि कलेजमा म्युजिक गरेर ठुलो भएपछि मेरो के त रेकर्ड डिल के त आउँछ हैन, त्यस्तो काइन्ड अफ प्लान जस्तो थियो कि मेरो माइन्डमा, लाइक रिएस्योर गर्नलाई म सक्सेसफुल हुन सक्छु भनेर। तर यस्तो चान्स, यस्तो शो छ कि एउटा ब्लिङ्क अफ एन आईमा फेम दिने के। इट वाज लाइक 5-6 months को recording, 3 episodes, 4 episodes aired भइसकेपछि मेरो Instagram, मेरो social media मा everywhere it's just been blowing up and everything that I wanted, म ठुलो हुने सम्मको dream मा अहिले 17 years old मा भइरहेछ and it's very surreal and कहिलेकाहीँ I have to like remind myself like so overwhelmed हुन्छ कि all this with the love, with the admiration भएर I have to like remind myself you're only 17, you have so much time to build and work with the things that are coming my way.
Do you feel like it's kind of miracle?
It feels like a miracle. But I think deep down, I knew that something would have happened for me. मलाई कहिले पनि त्यस्तो anxiety हुँदैन थियो कि म successful हुन सक्दिनँ कि म singer, the type of singer that I want to be, म successful हुन सक्छु, त्यो एउटा thought नि आउँदैन थियो मलाई। Always I think it was because of मेरो मामु and बाबु who were very reassuring to me that like it's the talent, if you want it that badly, it will always come to you. Okay, what you're putting into it, something will eventually come out of it. But it always to remind me मेरो माइन्डमा, and I knew that something के त के हुन्थ्यो भनेर मलाई। So it feels not just a miracle, but it feels like not even a coincidence or like oh my god out of the blue. It feels like what it is, like it's what it's supposed to be. Just though, like it's like, you know what I mean?
परिचिता, तपाईं हामीलाई शेयर गर्नुस् कस्तो तपाईको रिएक्सन थियो? What was your reaction when you just heard first time that you got selected?
Mom is this funny story. मामुले मलाई स्कुलबाट पिकअप गराएको थियो अनि गाडीमा बसिरहेको थियो अनि एउटा शोकै मान्छेले कल गरेको थियो क्या हामीलाई अनि मामुले भिडियो लिन थाल्यो। म सिटमा बसिरहेको अलरेडी काइन्ड अफ स्केच स्टार्ट भयो कि के हो र किसको कल, एन्ड देन त्यो मान्छेको कन्ट्याक्ट नेममा Michael the Voice भनेर लेखेको थियो कि अलरेडी मलाई काइन्ड अफ के हुन सक्छ I still didn't expect it to say, and he said congratulations, you've been selected for season 22 of The Voice. But I screaming lost it. I mean, like screaming lost it. Nothing could have prepared me to realize that, you know what I mean? Like what all this, nothing could have prepared for like what I thought was going to be happening all this time. And it was one of the most precious moments ever in my life.
Parijita, usually हाम्रो परिवारमा हाम्रो फ्यामिलीमा parents want their children to pick kind of academic career, हैन, like doctor, engineer or कुनै IT professional, हैन. तपाईले सुरुदेखि तपाई म्युजिकमा लाग्नु भयो 4 वर्षको उमेरदेखि, हैन. त्यही भएर पनि होला तपाईले यहाँ आइपुग्नु भएको हो. तपाईले कस्तो किसिमको सपोर्ट पाउनु भयो? तपाई यो सुरुदेखि यो म्युजिकमा लाग्दाखेरि तपाईले कस्तो वातावरणमा तपाईले आफुलाई यो म्युजिकलाई अगाडि बढाउनु भयो?
I think most important कसरी म यहाँ पुगेको म्युजिकको करियरले यस्तो सिक्योर फिल हुनलाई is मेरो पेरेन्ट्सहरुले, मेरो मामा बाबु बच्चादेखि जे मलाई खुसी हुन्छ त्यही गर र पैसा always आउँछ in return के. तिमीले जे म्युजिकमा whether म्युजिकको बिजनेसमा लाग्यो भने कि म्युजिकको इन्डस्ट्रीमा काम गर्ने भने र म्युजिकको टेक्नोलोजीमा काम गर्यो भने तिमीले त्यो म्युजिकको फलो गर्यो भने पैसा अटोमेटिकली आउँछ तिमीलाई. तिमी पहिला खुसीको पहिला फलो गर्ने त्यो आफ्नो त्यो आफै आउँछ भनेर बच्चादेखि they let me do what I wanted to do. Okay, whether it's soccer खेल्न मन लाग्यो भने it's like soccer खेल्यो. I tried everything. My cooking classes पनि लिएको थिएँ, soccer खेलेको थिएँ. Before, I mean, while I was singing, I was always singing, but I tried everything that I wanted to, and because I was able to try all these different things, I was able to realize that music is what I wanted to do. Okay, and I feel like it's often that Nepali parents, you know, or South Asian parents, restrict गर्ने के बच्चाहरूलाई to the world that is. There's so many different things to experience and to learn about, and occupation that is not just being a doctor, engineer, that can still help you make money. And obviously the music industry is scary, and there's a lot of uncertainty. अब कसरी पैसा आउने, कहिले gig हुन्छ, कहिले हुँदैन, कहिले accept गर्छ, कहिले गर्दैन, थाहा हुँदैन कहिले पनि. तर having parents who support me no matter what, it helps me feel more confident and go into things more strongly to help me succeed. You know, if I had parents who were like, "Hey, but timi music garyo bhane kai pani pugdaina, timi paisa kasरी बनाउने," then I would have doubted myself, and I wouldn't be able to perform and do everything so confidently the way that I do on stage, and the way that I'm on the show. I probably wouldn't be on the show if I didn't have like the support of my parents. And obviously, a part of it is myself. It is a scary profession, and I've had multiple sit-downs of talking to Mama and Babu and saying like, "This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Whether I'm going to, if I go to college, if I don't, music will be something that I'm going to pursue." And I think they realized how serious I was about it. But and yeah, I'm very lucky.
तपाईको फ्यामिलीको यत्रो सपोर्ट नभएको भए यहाँसम्म आउनु थिएन जस्तो लाग्छ अहिले तपाईलाई.
हजुर.
परिचित हामीले सुनेका थियौं तपाईलाई चाहिँ you were advised to change your name to participate in the show, but you refused to change your name. यो कतिको सत्य हो यो कुरा?
मान्छेहरूले not just showले हैन कि सबैजनाले मलाई भन्थ्यो कि परिचिता कस्तो डिफिकल्ट नेम छ, कहिले के भन्छ परिजात भन्छ, कहिले प्रजिता भन्छ, कति डिफरेंट नेम्स इन्टरप्रेट गर्छ कि मेरो नाममा. परिजिता भन्न कस्तो डिफिकल्ट छ, बरु पढी राखौं कि जिता राखौं कि एउटा अर्कै नेम चुज गरौं कि बस्तोला गरौं कि भनेर. तर I think there's something एकदम interesting about keeping a very very ethnic name, and I think I can be that kind of singer that मान्छे सबैलाई थाहा हुने and name ni पनि थाहा हुने. Like there's so many weird names, like one name Beyonce, sometimes Shakira, के थाहा beforehand मा पनि मान्छेले के नाम हो यो, कसरी नाम भन्ने, किन राख्ने भनेर. But they become people who are world renowned and people know who they are. And if I change my name to something that was less Nepali, then it wouldn't be authentic to me. Being Nepali is so important to who I am, and my name is very Nepali, so I feel like that changing that would change who I am and what I stand for, being a Nepali American. So I decided not to. I felt like Parijita was very, and मलाई Parijita भन्छु, तर Americans are Parijita भन्छन्, and either way it sounds pretty. So yeah, I've kept it.
तपाईको नाम सारै राम्रो छ परिचिता, कहिले चेन्ज नगर्नु होला. What do you think, Parjita? What is your strength as a singer, as a human being? What do you think is your strength?
My strength definitely is connecting to people. As a singer, I've always loved to perform and to tell a story and to connect emotionally with the people that I'm singing to, whether it's the audience that was in that room during my blind auditions and the battles and the knockouts, or whether it's like the millions of people watching on live television. I think being able to tell that story and communicate the way that I'm feeling and make other people feel the way that I'm feeling on stage is ekdam true strength. Okay, you know what I mean? I really love using my emotions to convey this type of emotion to other people.
When you are saying that, मलाई सम्झना आयो ब्लाइन्ड राउन्डमा तपाईले जजहरुले दिएको प्रतिक्रिया पनि यही थियो कि तपाई आफ्नो यस्तोसँग इमोसन र तपाईको भोइसमा यस्तो किसिमको एउटा मिक्स्ड देखिन्छ कि तपाईको भोइस 17 वर्षको मान्छेको जस्तो पनि लाग्दैन, एकदमै मेच्योर भोइस छ भनेर उनीहरुले तपाईलाई प्रशंसा
गर्छन्। And not just गाउनेमा पनि हैन कि, तर I think I always get this मान्छेले भन्ने बेलामा that I hold myself अलि maturelyसँग के like बोल्दा पनि अनि गाउँदा पनि एउटा kind of John Legendले भनेको थियो कि तिमी कस्तो ओल्ड सोल जस्तो एउटा तिमी 70s को सिंगर सङराइटर ग्वेनले 70s को सिंगर सङराइटरको जस्तो एनर्जी दिन्छ, तिमी कति लाइभ्स लिभ गरेको जस्तो गाउँछ, लाइक तिमी कस्तो यस्तो दुखेको गीत गाउँदा यु सिंगिङ एज इफ कसले तिमीलाई एकदम धेरै दुखाएको जस्तो के हैन भन्छ कसले जिस्कान्छ। हजुर, and I joke like म कहिले पनि त्यस्तो रिलेसनशिपमा को breakup त्यस्तो I'm 17 so कहिले भएको पनि छैन मेरो लाइफमा, but I'm singing all these songs that are like oh my god I'm so jealous and I'm heartbroken and यस्तो दुख्यो everything like, but I still am able to convey that emotion that I've never really experienced most of it.
तपाई त्यो ब्लाइन्ड राउन्डमा तपाईले गीत गाउँदाखेरि त्यतिबेला तपाईको दिमागमा के चलिरहेको थियो? what was inside your mind?
It's so strange to think about like त्यो बेलाको माइन्डसेट र अहिलेको, cuz त्यो बेलामा I was like एउटा चेतन त हो, like मेबी हुन्छ कि हुँदैन, त्यो अलि कन्फिडेन्स थिएन कि मेरो म कस्तो केपेबल थियो कि त्यो लाइभ टेलिभिजनमा गाउनलाई। सो त्यो मोमेन्टमा I was like just एउटा चेतन होला कि like के त at least one round to make through गर्न, like you know what I mean, I just want one round to make हुनु थियो कि मेरो। तर after getting the 4-chair turn and then battle round पनि जितेपछि knockout जितेपछि एउटा kind of necessary confidence feel भएको छ कि मलाई, like I'm very capable of being able to win the show or to you know what I mean, that secure feel भएको थियो कि as a singer.
Why John Legend? तपाईले उहाँलाई नि किन चुन्नु भयो त?
चाहना भन्दा मलाई जन लेजेन्ड बच्चादेखि म उसको गीत सुन्ने थिएँ हैन, अनि जन लेजेन्डको genre fits most likely like with mine, which is why I feel like I picked him. Tara John is the most musical coach out of all of them when it comes to everything. I mean, he's a EGOT, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. He's every single, like he's just most incredible, talented human, and I think the most wise, music wise man. Like he knows the most, and I'm so glad I picked him. Even now, I mean, live shows like prepare him, and I had a rehearsal recently, and we were working on our song, and he just helped us. I feel like I am a stronger singer working with him, and he's a very detail-oriented person. And kurama fix and perfect again, and that really sticks with me, because I think after I'm very nitpicky about the things that I'm singing and doing, and I try to perfect every small little thing. And the fact that he also does the same thing and has that kind of same like mindset about constructing the performance, it's very nice.
Parijita, you are a first generation immigrant, right? Do you believe like the first generation and second generation, they are kind of very special? They are more progressive. They are more kind of achiever in the different kind of field. Do you believe that?
Absolutely. I think that first generation Americans, they have a little bit of a greater awareness about what's going on, because they have two different lives. I know, I have मेरो Nepali home Nepali bolni, Nepali khana, Nepali traditions, the Nepali style of speaking, like the way that our parents speak about things and about the world is very different than what we're hearing our friends speak at school. And so then I go to school and I leave the house, and it is a very American life and world. And most people who aren't first generation, they just live that one life. Government is the same, school delivery is the same, it's that same type of thing. But we happen to have this extra knowledge of an outer source, an other country, an other perspective. We have a little bit of a grander perspective of what the world is really like. A lot of first generation kids help their parents kind of understand, you know, mental health or social issues, a lot of things that our parents don't really understand because it doesn't occur in Nepal or it's not talked about in Nepal. That happens here, and I feel like because we experience these things and learn these things school now or you know, in outside the home, we come back home and we share these things that we've learned to our parents, and it creates, I feel like our generation is really teaching our parents about so many different things, you know, like my Mirafna Mamu is very much aware about what is going on in the world. I mean, she's always been kind of aware of what's going on, but I think when it comes to like mental health and the way that I'm feeling, their communication kura is kind of not existent in their families. Matthew, emotional, how you're feeling, you know, why are you crying? It's always kind of suppressing that side, those emotions. But I've kind of created a relationship with Miramamu and Babu about being able to cry to them or tell them what I'm feeling, and especially being a musician and having a creative kind of occupation, it creates a lot of, you know, emotional times. Like, it's not always easy to be doing this. It's very much anxiety inducing. There's a lot of things that goes into being a singer and a musician that can be very difficult, and I've created kind of a relationship with my parents to be able to, you know, tell them that I am feeling, you know, anxiety about a performance or something that's coming up is making me feel that way. And I think our generation is very good at speaking out and saying when something is not right, or saying when something doesn't feel nice, when something hurt our feelings. And that's not, you know, our parents, but that's not normal. When you don't like something, you know, is like the normal, and not that to speak. I think our generation is like the speaking out and speaking when something doesn't feel right and when something is not good. And I think that's what makes this first generation very strong.
तपाईको हुर्काई र तपाईको प्यारेन्ट्सहरुको हुर्काईमा एकदमै फरक छ हैन? अनि तपाईहरु कहिलेकाहीँ do you communicate like how they grew up and how did you grow up? Do you like
Yes.
like you talk about it?
Yes, Kolikani, you know, as much as I talk about teaching our parents and talking about, you know, things that are going on, sometimes because I live in a predominantly white area, I've lose perspective of my parents or kasto kaबाट आएको जस्तो के कहिलेकाहीँ I see my friends को white parents and I'm like, I know उले त कस्तो उले त जहिले पनि listen गर्छ, उले त everything understand गर्छ उसको आफ्नो kids को. But then, you know, I put myself in a perspective, and sometimes I need to remind myself that my parents weren't born here, and they were born in a different country where those values were not taught to them. And having those conversations about like how it was growing up, and you know what their parents taught them, and कसरी discipline गर्थ्यो and कसरी स्कुलमा के teach हुन्थ्यो, helps me realize like where they're coming from. And so I think communication on both ends of like where I'm coming from and what I'm learning at school and what I'm seeing with my friends, and then my parents are telling me where they came from and what their school life is like and what their, you know, life is like as a teenager and growing up, helps both ends. It builds a stronger connection between the both of us.
What makes you happy, Parijita? Besides music?
Besides music, people. I think always, I've always been so happy around other people. With a family, with friends, performing like the Belama, it's always about the people. Like, I really enjoy being around other people. And not in like, जहिले पनि बाहिर जाने and people hang out गर्ने. I mean, like, I have a very tight group of friends and after family. I'm a very family and friends oriented person. And I think, yeah, I feel life what excites me about moving forward in life besides music is meeting new people and establishing new relationships and friendships, and that is something that makes me really, really happy.
And what makes you sad?
There's a lot of things that make me sad. I get sad about injustice in the world. That sounds really, really cringy. Tara, I think I get very overwhelmed when I hear about things that are going on, especially when it's a systemic issue, because things like racism and sexism, homophobia, it's all very rooted systemically, which means it's not going to be very easy to change, which means that it's not going to be easy to just kind of remove that thing. It's very in everything, you know what I mean? Everything we do, which kind of one of the overwhelming feelings. I just feel kind of sadness about that. And then personally, what makes me sad about kind of things on my own is I have a kind of a fear of being unsuccessful. I think that also is established in a lot of South Asian kids and Nepali kids. And this wasn't really even planted by my parents, that this kind of atmosphere around other South Asian kids and Indian Nepali friends, there's always this like competition to like, hey, kosko छोरीले मेरो छोरीले त यो गरेको छ नि, यो principal's honor roll भयो नि, यहाँ भयो. And sometimes in my head I'm like, you know, I'm not the best at my school. I'm not like a very school oriented person. Like I get kind of stressed out, like, I'm in music workout, how am I going to be successful and how am I going to be able to make money? And I kind of get this feeling like I need to be someone or something and do something big to feel like I'm being successful. Or like being body keep and not movie relax. At the end of the day, I'm like pit feeling keep you know, a bad feeling and yeah, I'm trying to remove that feeling, because I need to relax and to do nothing is not a problem. You know what I mean? And you don't have to be doing something to be successful. And success is not who I am as a person. And so I have to detach my success and my music and my musical career from who I am as a person. Because jati successful women, jati famous, money dhero banayo bhane, the money, the success has nothing to do with me as a person. And I sometimes, you know, I get kind of scared in my head about it. Yeah.
परिचिता तपाई सधैं जीवनमा सक्सेस हुनु, कहिले पनि फेलियर नहुनु हाम्रो यही कामना छ. Do you listen to the Nepali songs?
I do. I love people Chetri, like Naya genre ma. People Chetri, Sajan Rajvaidya. I'm Bartika. I listen to a lot of Nepali music and older Nepali music.
तपाईले अहिले हाम्रो दर्शक श्रोताको लागि तपाईको फ्यान बेलविसरको लागि कुनै नेपाली गीतको दुईटा लाइन हाम्रो लागि गाइदिनु.
I got it. Your git चाहिँ Abaya Suba, who's a very, very much, I love her very much. हाम्रो घरमा पनि आएको थियो, and she's a very good friend of mine. And this is one of her songs, which is Timro Lagi. Oh, Timro Lagi, Sara Sansar, Tyagidi Suma. Timro Lagi, Sara Sansar, Tyagidi Suma Magihera, Timro Lagi, Tara Tori, Sumpidinsu, Haya Jati Dada Bandan, Timre Nimti, Sahidinsu, Timro Lagi, Tara din suma.
साह्रै मिठो.
Thank you.
साह्रै मिठो. When was the last time you visited Nepal? Do you remember?
I've never been to Nepal. How weird. I know, and that is very weird to me, because I don't know. I've never been to Nepal. I speak Nepali. I am very, very Nepali, but I've never been.
नेपाल नभए पनि तपाईलाई नेपालको सबैभन्दा मनपर्ने कुरा के हो? के मनपर्छ तपाईलाई नेपालको बारेमा?
नेपालको बारेमा खाना. Oh my god, नेपाली खाना. त्यो दाल भात, just I need मेरो दाल भात.
परिचिता, तपाईले लगाएको लुगाहरूको पनि खुबै चर्चा हुन्छ. शोमा तपाईले लुगा लगाएको एकदमै so beautiful and is so traditional के it reflects like South Asian के भन्छ त्यसलाई कल्चर पनि देखिन्छ त्यो लुगामा. Do you pick it yourself or somebody is helping you to pick them for you?
I pick them myself. हजुर.
कसरी के हेरेर कसरी तपाईले चुज गर्नुहुन्छ त्यो चुज गर्दाखेरि?
मेरो मोस्टली मेरो घरकै लुगाहरू लेहेंगासहरू हो. I'm very big fan. I love lehengas. Which is why most of the stuff that I've been wearing, there is lehenga. The this third one was like the lehenga kurta sangako lehenga. And yeah, and those are like my favorite colors. I get the pink and orange, red. Those are my very favorite colors.
तपाईलाई अहिलेसम्म तपाईले अब यो शोमा पनि परफर्म गर्नुभयो, तपाईले बाहिर पनि परफर्म गर्नुभयो. अहिलेसम्म तपाईले परफर्मेन्सको बेलामा हैन कुनै त्यस्तो मेमोरेबल कुरा भएको छ, कुनै त्यस्तो घटना सम्झिनुहुन्छ तपाईको परफर्मेन्सको बेलामा भएको केही कुरा त्यस्तो सम्झिनुहुन्छ हामीलाई शेयर गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ?
I think my best memory was my favorite memory throughout this entire show is coming off of that stage, walking off, and my mamu was always backstage. Okay? After the blind audition, the battles or knockouts, man, she's always like, because she can't sit in the audience, so backstage, mama, I hit it up, bust it down, and mamu's the one who witnesses all of my anxiety about the show. Like, she knows how badly I want to win. She knows how badly. So, having her also watch me win is such a wonderful feeling. Again, stage for Niskipati, the first person to be able to hug and Garda is Mamula Garni and Mamu cries every single time. Ani, it's like, it's such a very wholesome, like very wholesome feeling for me. Get to see, to have Mirafna Mamu watch me win something that she knows I wanted so badly. It's that thing that was one of my favorite experiences throughout the show and will continue to be my favorite thing.
सारी मिठो एक्सपिरियन्स शेयर गर्नुभयो परिचिताजी. हाम्रो तपाईसँग इन्टरभ्यु लिने भनेपछि तपाईबाट अर्को पनि एउटा नेपाली गीत सुन्न भनेर तपाईको फ्यानहरुको फरमाइश छ. तपाईले के एउटा अर्को गीत पनि गाइदिनुहुन्छ हाम्रो लागि?
हजुर. The song is called Kehi Mito. I love the song. Kehi Mito बात करा रात त्यसै ढल्किँदैछ केही मिठो बात करा रात त्यसै ढल्किँदैछ भरे फेरि एकान्तमा
Thank you, Parajita. Thank you so much. Parajita, you are already in voting round. हैन तपाई आफ्नो वेल विशर को लागि तपाई आफ्नो फ्यानहरु को लागि केही भन्न चाहनुहुन्छ?
हजुर. म यो शोमा हुनलाई is a huge deal for मेरो and मेरो family, but it's also a huge deal for Nepal and Nepali Americans and Nepalis living in America. It's being able to share my story on the show is allowing Nepal to be put on the map and to be able to, you know, enter this industry and enter the industry that everyone wants to enter. The American music industry and film industry is one of the biggest ones in the entire world, and to be able to put Nepal and Nepali people into this huge, wonderful industry is one of the biggest accomplishments of my entire life. And if you guys can help me move forward into the next rounds and into the next shows and help vote for me, it will not only help me, but it'll help the Nepali people. So I really am asking you to continue voting for me into the next rounds. And you can vote on the NBC app or on the NBC.com website. Please, please vote गर्नुहोस् है. It would really mean a lot to me. अहिलेको म अहिले नेपालीको शोमा हुनुलाई is a सानो milestone for धेरै अरू नेपाली मान्छेहरू to come into this industry, and it would just mean the world. So please, Nepali friends and family, vote for me.
कसरी भोट गर्ने पनि भनिदिनुहुन्छ?
So सबै अमेरिकामा बस्नेहरूले चाहिँ एप डाउनलोड गर्न मिल्छ. NBC द भोइसको एपमा एप स्टोरमा लिन मिल्छ. अनि नेपालमा बस्ने मान्छेहरूले चाहिँ nbc.com मा भोट गर्न मिल्छ.
Thank you so much, Parijita. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much. It was really wonderful talking to you. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
All the best. दर्शकवृन्द, तपाईलाई कार्यक्रम कस्तो लाग्यो? सुझाव र प्रतिक्रिया दिनुहोला. अर्को पटक फेरि अर्को व्यक्तित्वका साथ उपस्थित हुनेछौं. तबसम्मको लागि बिदा दिनुहोस्. नमस्कार.